Blood caked in the lines of his hands and in the soles of his shoes. Not much farther, he encouraged his companions. Keep moving. Along the way, someone nicknamed him Father Moses, for he was leading his people out of the obscurity of smoke and fire to the promised land of Ohio's most colorful caverns. People were there, of course, to greet them when they arrived. The priest expected it. A cave does not burn. It is impervious to weather. Best of all, it's easy to defend. After military bases and government buildings, caves were the most popular destinations in the aftermath of the arrival. Supplies had been gathered, water and non-perishables, blankets and bandages and medicines, and weapons, naturally, rifles and pistols and shotguns and many knives. The sick were quarantined in the welcome center above ground, lying in cots arranged between the display shelves of the gift shop, and every day the priest visited them, spoke with them, prayed with them, heard their confessions, delivered communion, whispered the things they wanted to hear. Per sacrosancta humanae reparationis mysteria, by the sacred mysteries of man's redemption. Hundreds would die before the dying was over. They dug a pit 10 feet wide and 30 feet deep to the south of the welcome center to burn them. The fire smoldered day and night, and the smell of burning flesh had become so commonplace they hardly noticed. Now it's November, and in the lowermost chamber the priest rises. He is not tall. Still, he must stoop to avoid smacking his head into the ceiling or against the stone teeth that bristle from the roof of the dragon's mouth. The Mass is ended. Go in peace. He leaves behind the chalice and the purificator, the paten and his stole. They are relics now, artifacts from an age receding into the past at the speed of light. We began as cave dwellers, the priest thinks as he makes his way toward the surface, and to caves we have returned. Even the longest journey is a circle, and history will always cycle back to the place where it began. From the Missal, remember you are dust, and unto dust you shall return. And the priest rises like a diver kicking toward the dome of the sky, sparkling above the water. Along the narrow passageway that winds gently upward between walls of weeping stone, the floor is as smooth as the lanes of a bowling alley. Only a few months before, school children on field trips marched in single file, trailing their fingers along the rock face, their eyes searching for monsters in the shadows that pooled in the crevices. They were still young enough to believe in monsters. And the priest, rising like a leviathan from the lightless sleep. The trail to the surface runs past the caveman's couch and the Crystal King, into the big room, the main living area for the refugees, and finally into the Palace of the Gods, his favorite part of the caverns, where crystalline formations shine like frozen shards of moonlight, and the ceiling sensually undulates like waves rolling into shore. Here, close to the surface, the air thins, becomes drier, tinged with the smoke of the fires that still feed upon the world they left behind. Lord, bless these ashes by which we show that we are dust. Snatches of prayer run through his mind, fragments of song, litanies and blessings and the words of absolution. May God give you pardon and peace, and I absolve you from your sins. And from the Bible, I went down to the roots of the mountains, to the land whose bars closed behind me forever. Incense burning in the censer, soft spring sunlight shattered by stained glass, the creaking of the pews on Sunday like the hull of an ancient vessel far at sea, the stately measure of the seasons, the calendar that governed his life from the time he was an infant, Advent, Christmas, Lent, Easter. He knows he loved the wrong things, the rituals and traditions, the pomp and foppery for which outsiders faulted the church. He adored the form, not the substance, the bread, not the body. It didn't make him a bad priest. He was quiet and humble and faithful to his calling. He enjoyed helping people. These weeks in the cave had been some of the most fulfilling of his life. Suffering brings God to his natural home, the manger of terror and confusion, pain and loss, where he was born. Turn over the currency of suffering, the priest thinks, and you will see his face. A watchman sits just inside the opening above the palace.